Hey guys, what's up? Today we're going to be talking about Unit 9 vocab. I'm going to go over the first 10 words, give you definitions, sentences, parts of speech, things like that, like I normally would in class. If you have any questions on any of these, you can always leave a comment on this post when I get it on Google Classroom. You can ask me to give you clarification. You can post sentences of your own or definitions and ask me if they're okay. You will also notice that I have put up an assignment for choosing the right word. It's the same thing as from your book. It's just formatted where it's multiple choice with the two possible options. Go through, make sure you do that today. It is due by midnight tonight. Okay, we'll have something like that every day going forward. All right, with that said, let's get started on the first 10 of our word. First word is avenge. Avenge sounds like revenge. It's basically what it is. It's a verb. It means to get revenge for something. So if you're reading a story and the main character's dad gets killed at the beginning, he might go and try to avenge his father's death. Okay, so it's pretty much always used as a verb, whereas revenge could be a noun or a verb. Avenge, A-V-E-N-G-E, verb. Second word is cede. So to cede is to give up something or to hand something over to someone. This can be like in a competition. So you might say the boxer ceded the victory to his opponent by waving the white towel, or his corner waved the white towel. You could say in a military situation this could happen. Say the Confederacy ceded the war to the Union. After, I don't remember where they did that, but yeah. So to cede is to give up something, to give it over to someone else. You could also say, I ceded my ownership of the company to my friend, like I handed it over to him. So to cede is also a verb, okay? Third word is deluge. A deluge, this is an old-fashioned word for like a flood. So like the flood in the Bible with Noah and Noah's Ark, we might refer to that as a deluge. It's like a massive flood of something. It can be a verb or it can be a noun. You could say there was a deluge of questions after Mr. Jones posted a video. Or you could say we deluged Mr. Jones with questions. So it's the same meaning, and it can be literal or figurative, like an actual flood of water or a flood of something else. But verb or noun, either one is fine for that one. Word 4 is discretion. So discretion is judgment. It's having good sense about things usually. So I might use my discretion on whether to do something or not. Like if I look both ways before crossing the road, that's showing good discretion, good judgment. And discretion is a noun. Fifth word is giddy. So someone who's giddy, this is a word that can be used in a variety of ways. It can mean you're kind of dizzy or lightheaded. Like if you haven't had very much to eat and you go for a long run, you might feel giddy afterwards, that lightheaded feeling like you're about to pass out or faint. Giddy can also mean like silly, not very serious. You might say, I was giddy with excitement when I found out that I'd won the award or something like that. It just basically means that you're being silly, kind of goofy, not very serious. Giddy is an adjective, okay? It's used to describe a noun. Word 6 is impact. So impact has got a couple of meanings. It can be used as a noun or a verb. So impact can be like a physical impact, like if I smack something, that's an impact. You could also say someone has had an impact on you. Like for instance, if you have a grandparent that you're really close to and they've taught you a lot of things, you might say, my grandpa or my grandma has had a huge impact on my life. That's a more figurative usage of it, and that's using it as a noun. You could say the linebacker impacted the running back when he crossed the line of scrimmage, like tackled him, hit him. That's using it as a verb. Either one's fine. Pretty simple word. Word 7 is intimidate. So intimidate is going to be a verb. To intimidate is to frighten someone, to maybe bully them, to try to get them to back down, to try to frighten, to threaten. Okay. So you might say the large bully intimidated the small kid into giving him his lunch money. Again, pretty common word, one you've probably seen before. Word 8 is liberate. So when you think of the word liberate, it sounds like liberty, which means freedom. Liberate's a verb really closely related to that. To liberate someone is to free them. Okay, so you might say after the Civil War, these slaves were liberated. I don't know why I'm stuck on Civil War analogies today. Anyway, to liberate is to free. So someone might be liberated from their jail cell, from prison. You might say right now we're liberated from having to go to school because of the coronavirus. Word 9 is logical. So something that's logical is reasonable. It follows a reasonable thought process. So you might say math is a very logical subject. There's always a reason to why things happen the way they do. If we're talking about poetry, that's not necessarily always a logical thing. Okay, so poetry sometimes is a little weird to interpret. Sometimes it doesn't necessarily make logical sense. You might say he makes really logical decisions about someone who thinks things through, always makes sure to make good decisions. They're someone that you would trust to do things the right way. And then you might say, well, he's not a very logical person if it's someone who, goes out and buys a boat when he never goes fishing or goes out on the water. Maybe he lives in the middle of a desert, but he owns a boat. It's not a very logical thing. It doesn't follow. It's not reasonable, okay? And logical is used as an adjective. And then word 10 is misrepresent. Misrepresent's a verb, and it is what it sounds like. So the word represent would mean to portray something or to show something in a way that's faithful and true to what it is. So if you say this symbol represents whatever, like in the bronze bow symbolized something. It represented something. It was a symbol for that. If it misrepresented it, then it was a bad symbol. It didn't work very well. So if you are trying to create a symbol for peace and you use a sword or a gun, that's misrepresenting your cause. It's a misrepresentation, which would be the noun form, but our words misrepresent verb. So you could say using a sword as a symbol of peace misrepresents what you're trying to portray. Okay. That's the first 10 words. I'll post the next 10 tomorrow. We'll have synonyms and antonyms as well this week. I believe completing the sentence is going to be homework Monday of next week. Again, I'm uploading them online. I'm trying to keep them as close in format as I can to the book. I've posted pictures of the vocab words from the book in case you don't have yours or you just want to be able to access it online or anything like that. If you have any questions about any of these words, you can ask me. We're going to take it slowly this week and just do this unit of vocab since it's our first week doing this whole online thing. I know there's a lot to figure out with that. But let me know if you have any difficulty, if you can't figure out how to do the assignment or anything like that, you can't access it. You have any trouble viewing videos or anything whenever I post them. I know saying that in a video is not very useful. But anything like that, just let me know. See you guys.